Hello, English learners, and welcome. I'm your host, Paul. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Excited to chat about English learning today.
You know that moment. You're following an English conversation, you're nodding along, feeling like, okay, I've got this.
Uh-huh.
And then someone turns to you, asks a direct question, and suddenly it's like your brain just hits sludge.
Yeah, wading through treacle, like you said, the conversation's already moved on 2 steps.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And you're still stuck trying to put your reply together. Honestly, it's so common for English learners. Really frustrating.
it really is. You've understood it all, the thoughts are right there in your head, but that speed, the speed of actual talking, it needs something different, like quick access.
Right. Getting those words out fast enough feels like this huge barrier sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, that is exactly what we're going to unpack in this deep dive, how to actually reply fast in English.
And the good news, really, is that this isn't some kind of, magic talent.
No, it's a skill,
Yeah.
something you can genuinely develop with the right strategies and just putting in the effort.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Social situations, contributing in discussions, maybe your job uses English. Being able to respond quickly, naturally, it's huge.
It really is. Builds confidence, makes you feel more fluent, helps you connect better.
Definitely.
So our mission today is to sort of break down why those replies lag sometimes, and then give you 5 pretty straightforward, but really powerful ways to train your brain for faster responses.
We're pulling from some great advice out there for learners, so yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, but maybe first, let's just quickly touch on why it's such a challenge. What makes replying fast so tricky?
Good starting point.
Yeah.
Because understanding why helps fix it, right?
Totally. Okay, so the first thing that always comes up, I think, is translation. That instinct to translate everything from your native language first.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. It's like adding an extra step your brain has to do. Instead of just hearing English and replying in English, you're juggling. Hearing English, thinking in your language, finding the words, checking the grammar. It just eats up time.
It's like trying to run a race
Yeah.
or carrying, I don't know, heavy shopping bags.
Exactly. You're focused on the bags, the translation, the grammar, not the running.
Yeah. So key insight there. Stop being the internal translator.
Yeah.
Free up that mental space.
Precisely. And another thing is the fear of making mistakes.
Ah, yes. Wanting everything to be perfect.
Yeah, learners pause, trying to get the sentence just right. Perfect grammar, perfect words.
But here's the thing, and this is really important for you to remember. Real conversations,
Yeah.
they're not about perfection.
Not at all.
It's about connecting, being natural. People aren't sitting there with a red pen waiting to mark your grammar.
Honestly, even native speakers mess up. We stumble over words, make little grammar slips all the time. It's just normal.
It is. And then there's just the simple fact that, reading and writing, super important, obviously.
It's crucial.
But they don't really prep your brain for that fast back and forth of talking. It's a different skill set.
Think about learning an instrument. You can know all the theory, read the music perfectly.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you can suddenly play a fast piece fluently. You need that hands-on, real-time practice. Speaking is the same.
So bottom line, if you feel slow sometimes, don't beat yourself up about it. It's likely not about talent or intelligence.
No, it's about practice, mindset, and, crucially, using the right techniques.
Which is what we're here for.
Yeah.
To give you those techniques. Simple, effective ways to get faster. Ready to speed things up.
Let's do it. Okay, tip 1.
Tip 1. Use common phrases and sentence starters. Now, this sounds maybe too simple.
But it's so effective. Having these
Right.
ready-to-go phrases, it just cuts down the thinking time right at the start.
Yeah, you don't have to build the entire sentence from scratch every single time. It frees up brain space for the actual message.
They're like conversational shortcuts.
Kickstarters, I like that. Think about really basic ones like, I think, or that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
Using those buys you that split second,
Yeah.
to gather your thoughts without just silence. Shows
Mhm.
you're engaged.
Exactly. And you use them enough, they become automatic. So if someone asks, what did you think of the movie? You can instantly go, I think it was pretty good, though the ending was a bit confusing. That, I think, just smooths the entry.
Or another good one. Let me think, or let me see.
Yeah, polite way to signal you need a moment.
Right. Someone asks, best way to learn vocabulary. You could say, let me think. Well, using words in context seems key.
And how about actually? That's useful too.
Oh, yeah, great for correcting gently or adding a detail, like you went to the beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually went to the mountains, but beach sounds good soon.
Sounds much more natural than just no.
Totally. And one more for keeping things flowing. That's a good point. Or, that's interesting.
Shows you're listening.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way. Then you could easily add your own idea.
And you can follow up naturally with things like, well, in my experience, or from my point of view, they bridge the gap.
So these little phrases, they seem small, but honestly, they make a big difference. You integrate them, your replies get quicker, you sound more fluent, even while you're still learning.
Okay, quick practice. I'll ask you something. Start with one of those phrases.
Okay, shoot.
What's your favorite thing about learning English?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think connecting with people from different places is probably my favorite part.
Nice, see? That's a good question. Little pause with, then, I think. Smooth entry, didn't need a long speech.
Exactly. And it just takes the pressure off a bit, gives you that moment.
Yeah, less fluster.
So really, our advice is pick a few of these starters this week. Try them out. See how it feels.
You'll probably notice a difference pretty quickly. Okay, moving on. Tip 2.
Right. Tip 2, and this one's maybe a harder habit to break. Stop translating in your head.
Yeah, big hurdle for a lot of learners. But getting over it, huge payoff for speed.
Because like we said, it's double the work, right? Thinking in language A, then finding language B words, checking language B grammar.
It's this whole internal production line. And while that's happening...
The conversation's moved on. The moment's gone.
Yep. The rhythm is broken.
So the goal, the big shift, is to try and think directly in English. Just bypass that translation step altogether. Now, I know it sounds easier said than done.
It does, especially early on.
Yeah.
But it's like building any new habit. Needs conscious effort at first.
And then it gets more automatic.
Right. And a good way to build that habit is learning vocabulary and phrases as chunks of meaning in English.
Not just word-for-word equivalents.
Exactly. Learn, I'm not sure, as a complete unit. Don't think, how do I say, native language equivalent. Just grab the English phrase.
So next time someone asks you something, make a real effort. Catch yourself if you start translating. Try, even if it feels clumsy, to use the English you know directly.
Okay, another quick exercise try. I'll give you a situation. Respond directly in English. Ready?
Yep.
Someone asks you, what time is the meeting tomorrow?
It's at 10 a.m.
Perfect. See, instant. You probably didn't translate, it is at 10 o'clock. You just knew the English way to say it.
Right. It's about making that the default more often.
And be patient. You will make mistakes doing this. That's totally fine. The goal here is speed and directness first. Polish comes later.
Good point. Don't let the fear of mistakes push you back into translating.
Once you break that translation habit, honestly, you'll feel things speed up, less mental load.
So, the advice. Actively try to think in English. Label things around you in English in your head. Narrate your day internally. It takes effort, but it works.
Definitely. Okay, on to tip 3. Learn and use short, natural responses.
Yes. You know, sometimes we feel like we have to give these really long, impressive answers to show off.
Right, like look at all my vocabulary.
Yeah. But for replying fast, less is often way more effective.
Absolutely. Trying to craft a long, perfect answer on the spot, that slows you down. The trick is having lots of short, easy, natural responses ready to go.
Keeps the conversation moving. Insight there. Brevity helps speed. Keeps the ball rolling.
Think about how native speakers talk. We use tons of short phrases.
We really do. Like, someone asks, did you have a good weekend?
A learner might feel they need to list everything they did.
But a native speaker might just say, yeah, it was great, thanks. How about yours?
Exactly. Short, answer the question, shows interest back, keeps it moving.
And it works in formal settings, too. How are you today?
Doesn't need your whole life story. Fine, thanks. And you is perfectly normal and quick.
Right. So these short answers, they're easier to say fast, and they make the conversation feel more natural, more back and forth.
And think about those little filler words we use.
I see. Okay. Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. They seem tiny, but they do so much work keeping the flow.
Okay. Practice time again. Ask me something. I'll give a short reply.
Okay. What did you have for lunch?
Just a quick sandwich. Nothing exciting. You?
Perfect. See? Concise. Answered it, turned it back. Didn't need a recipe. And by keeping it short initially, you give your brain a little breather. You can listen better to what comes next, prepare for the next turn, without pressure.
Good point. You're not delivering a speech every time.
Plus, using these common short phrases makes you sound more natural, more idiomatic.
Yeah, you just blend in more easily.
So, key takeaway. Don't feel you always need long answers.
Yeah.
Embrace short, simple stuff like, I agree, that's cool, sounds good.
Notice how much quicker things feel.
It's one of the fastest ways to boost speed and confidence, honestly. Okay, tip 4.
Tip 4. Practice with speed drills. Okay, this is where we get active.
Right.
Training the brain deliberately.
Exactly, like a workout for your speaking muscles. The idea is to push yourself, intentionally, to reply faster than usual.
Without getting stuck on being perfect?
Right. Athletes do drills for speed and reaction, right? Same idea for your brain with English. Build that quick recall of words and
So
grammar.
how do we do it? One way is timed answers.
Yeah, set a timer, maybe 30 seconds to start. Ask yourself a question, or get someone else to, like, what do you enjoy most about learning English?
Hit start and just talk. Get something out before the buzzer.
And it doesn't have to be beautiful. The goal is just responding under that time pressure, training that rapid retrieval.
Another way, rapid fire questions.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Get a friend, language partner, tutor. Have them fire questions at you quickly, one after another.
And you just answer as fast as you can. Don't dwell. Move to the next one. Really makes you think on your feet.
And to see how you're doing, record yourself during these drills.
Ooh, good idea. Bit scary maybe, but useful.
Totally. Listen back. Where did you hesitate? Pause too long. Struggle for words. Helps you see where to focus.
And start easy, right? Don't set the timer for 5 seconds on day one.
No. Start with maybe a minute or 45 seconds. As you get faster, then shorten the time. Consistency is the key. Little drills, often.
So grab your phone timer, find a friend, or just use questions from the internet. Push yourself in practice.
And it'll start showing up in real conversations, more natural speed.
Remember, the drill isn't about being perfect. It's about building speed and confidence in just getting the words out.
Exactly. All right, final technique. Tip 5, improve your listening to reply fast.
Okay, now this might seem counterintuitive. Replying fast feels like it's about speaking.
But your listening skills are the foundation if you understand quickly and accurately.
You can reply quickly and accurately. Makes sense.
Think about it. If you're struggling to catch the question, you need time to process, maybe ask, sorry, what was that?
And bam, your reply time is already longer.
But if you get it right away, you're already halfway to forming your answer.
So how do we get better at listening for speed? Exposure, right?
Definitely. Listen to lots of English, podcasts, movies, TV shows, real people talking if you can. Get your ear used to the sounds, the speed, the rhythm.
And when you're listening, like to a podcast or a movie, don't just hear the words. Notice how people respond to each other. How fast is it? How do they jump in?
Yeah, mimicry helps internalize those patterns and practice active listening,
Meaning.
not just passively hearing. Really focus on the meaning, the context, the feeling behind the words.
Ah, right. Like if someone asks, how was your day? Is their tone just casual politeness or do they actually want details? That affects your reply.
Exactly. Understanding the nuance helps you choose the right kind of quick response.
So the better you get at quickly decoding what you hear, the faster your brain can switch to formulating the reply. It frees up processing power.
So to wrap up, tip 5,
Yeah.
listen a lot. Listen actively for meaning. Pay attention to native speaker rhythms. Better input leads to faster output.
Okay, let's try and pull this all together. Quick role play. Simulate a fast chat.
Good idea. We'll try to use the tips. Short replies, no translating, listen well, keep it moving. Ready?
Ready, you start.
Okay. Busy day today.
Yeah, pretty packed. Meetings mostly. You?
Same here. Looking forward to heading home later. Got any dinner plans?
Not yet. Might just grab something easy. How about you?
Thinking pasta. Quick and simple. Did you catch that game last night?
No, missed it. Was it good?
Yeah, exciting finish. You should check the highlights.
Cool, I will. Thanks.
No problem.
Nice. See? That felt pretty quick. Short answers, listening, keeping it flowing.
Exactly. And doing that, either with someone or just mentally practicing quick exchanges in your head, it builds that speed muscle.
It really does. Okay, before we wrap up, there's one last really, really important thing. It's about mindset.
Ah, yes. Super important. And specifically, letting go of the fear of mistakes.
That's the one. So many learners freeze up because they're terrified of saying something wrong.
And that hesitation, that overthinking, kills your reply speed. That fear is a huge barrier.
We need to remember, mistakes are normal. They're how you learn.
Absolutely fundamental. If you never made mistakes, you wouldn't be pushing yourself.
Right. So you misspeak, use the wrong word, mix up grammar.
Mm.
It's not the end of the world. Usually people still understand.
And if they don't, that's okay too. It's a chance to clarify, try again, and learn from it. The key is keep talking. Don't let fear silence you.
And remember, native speakers aren't perfect either. We make mistakes all the time.
all the time. So don't hold yourself to this impossible standard, especially when you're just trying to get faster. Focus on getting the message across first. Clarity over perfection.
So embrace the mistakes. See them as learning opportunities. Don't let them stop you replying quickly. Let go of that fear.
It makes such a difference. Okay, wow, covered a lot there. Quick recap of the 5 tips.
Yeah, let's do it. Tip 1, use those common phrases and sentence starters. Buys you time. Sounds natural.
Tip 2, try really hard not to translate in your head. Think directly in English.
Tip 3, go for short, natural responses. Less is often more for speed and flow.
Tip 4, practice with speed drills, timed answers, rapid-fire questions. Train your brain.
And tip 5, improve your listening. Faster understanding means faster replies.
And overarching all of that, don't fear mistakes. They're part of the process.
So here's your action plan. Pick one tip. Focus on it this week. Maybe try some speed drills, or really tune in to listening.
Use those sentence starters. Try shorter answers. And crucially, be kind to yourself about errors.
Consistency is everything. Keep applying these strategies bit by bit.
And you really will notice a difference. Your replies will start feeling more natural, more automatic, and definitely faster. You'll feel more confident jumping into conversations.
Absolutely. So keep practicing, stay positive, and use these techniques. You'll get there. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Maybe think about which tip felt most relevant to you right now. How can you start using it today? Remember, faster replies are a skill you can actively build. Catch you next time.